Well, hello everyone, my name is Gustavo and today I got a new microphone. Check this one out. Woo! That's why I got the video over here. And we got a very good match here, Goopy against Teddy, that we're going to be casting. It's a little bit off the screen because I'm going to change scenes right now so that my face is not here. Today, I'm with the beautiful company of Teifion and Genjuro. Say hello everyone.
Hi, I'm Teifion.
Hello, I'm Genjuro.
Teifion, sorry, my bad.
It's fine. It's way better than the only nickname that sticks, which is obviously Teflon.
Teflon? What is that? Anyways, I'm gonna take my face off the screen and let's do this. Hello, hello. Okay, mic is working.
Always a good sign.
Yeah, I don't know. I twice I recorded the whole match, and I wasn't recording my voice. Sad.
That sucks.
Yeah. So hopefully this microphone won't be cutting itself out. I doubt that will happen. I also got the pop filter, and I gotta say it's very messy here, but it works. All right, Teddy and the
cutting out.
Oh yeah, it was cutting out before. I don't know who, but someone just went into my YouTube channel and said, "Dude, this shit is annoying as fuck." I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Anyways, the game is starting right now. Teddy in the top, Goopy in the bottom. Pretty much the same spawn, but mirrored, of course. And let's see what will they be going for. Goopy, right now, what is his opening? 2 mass extractors, 2 solar panels, apparently.
And his Armada versus Teddy's Cortex, who's going for the 3 mechs strat to start with, which is an interesting build.
3 max start usually means vehicles, isn't it?
Typically, yes. The especially interesting part, though, is the amount of walking distance Teddy has to perform to get to that 3rd mechs.
Absolutely, but you know
and
what?
He's opening bots. He's queued up a bot factory. He's queued up 2 solars, a bot factory, and then a 3rd solar.
Well, that caught me off guard, but Teddy must have something in his sleeves. Is he going to be participating in the tourney? I bet he will.
I believe so. But here's the difference of that walking that I mentioned. Goopy is almost finished with his factory. He has now finished the factory. Teddy has literally just started his factory. Going by the build time, it's about a 15-second difference.
That's a lot. But you know one thing I noticed, and he actually going vehicle. No, it's bot actually. So it's really bot.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed about this map, and I want to know your opinion on it. Since it's so big, it doesn't make that much of a difference.
I disagree. The first 15 seconds, which didn't feel like 15 seconds, but 15 seconds is a lot of time. 15 seconds is the difference between you having 1 extra grunt or 1 extra pawn than you would otherwise. 15 seconds could be the difference between that light laser turret being up and it being half completed.
Absolutely, you're actually right. And honestly, when I saw Teddy walking, I thought he was going vehicles, which I then thinking it's interesting in the map with so much mass. But bots, with the late bots, but he must have some plan in mind. Not too sure what it is. Because the time that he lost going for the mass extractor has already being used by Goopy to get the mass extractor, so it doesn't look much different. But Goopy already going for the fast here. Scouts already quite a couple, 7 scouts going ahead towards Teddy's base. 15 scouts.
If you select one of them and hit Control Z, it selects every single unit of that type in the map.
Yeah, I didn't
get.
get.
One of them is Armada. You know it's only Goopy's. 15 of them. It's worth bearing in mind that Teddy getting that mass extractor or metal extractor slightly sooner. He does have a 200 metal advantage over Goopy at the moment.
200 metal advantage.
If you click on statistics, you can see that Teddy's at 1.3k versus Goopy's 1.1k.
Oh,
obviously,
absolutely.
as the game goes on, that 200 metal difference becomes less and less important, but it is worth bearing in mind.
The early game does make a difference, and well, I don't see how the scouts will make a difference. Talking about difference right now, because Teddy already has his AKs out, protecting everything that he can. Good vision. He does have a. No, he does not have a radar out. So just pure knowledge over there. But the scouts going through the top, if they could go for the back of the Teddy's base, they might do some damage. But AK is still over there hanging around, trying to capture them. Oh, maybe the engineer will be down.
They may take out the engineer. However, there are 3 grunts nearby, so I doubt they're going to push into the base itself.
Yes, but the engineer.
Positioned. The engineer is a big loss.
Yeah, I agree with you. Big loss, because the engineer was the initial expansion to the north side, and now he does not have it anymore. Quite complicated, huh?
Worth noting, Goopy is ahead on metal production. He is 16 per second versus the 13. However, his energy is only 139 versus 179.
It's a slight difference between the economy, but one thing that I really enjoy about what Goopy's doing is that his command is already marching forward, which is a good space advantage that we'll have eventually, that will give him a lot more metal. So I really like, especially on this map, the advancement of the commandant. So really good to see that. Meanwhile, Teddy's still using his build power from his commander to build more solar panels. He does want this energy. It is the major problem. Yeah, it is the major problem in this map. You don't have the windmills. I call them fans, right? Just for fun. But yeah, the wind turbines, they don't have the wind turbines here. And
Teddy with a nice attack down the bottom.
yep, saying GG.
Yes, that might be a little bit premature.
God damn
the man is not a strategic genius.
He always does that. Yep, always says GG. It's impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did manage to get the engineer in the bottom, wasn't it? Yeah, so they're tying in expansion destruction, I would guess, right? Both got one engineer from each other, so that's very interesting. And here in the bottom, AK is trying to do more damage, but they couldn't go by because the grunts are taking a look at them. Meanwhile, here on the left side of the map, another attempt on invasion failed. So I guess everything's stabilizing, the early aggression getting stabilized too. I don't see any openings from neither of these players that could lead to some damage apart from Goopy South, but then again, it would take a long time for the units to reach the south of the map or the north because they're on opposing spawns.
Yeah, I can't see any raids happening at the moment. You know, both players now going to start feeling out each other, trying to work out where the no man's line will be drawn and where the borders will sit. You will see a few probing attacks. Looks like Teddy is looking to send 5 of his grunts down the bottom, down the left and then along the bottom again. That obviously bore fruit for him last time. Goopy's forward commander is both a blessing and a curse, obviously. You know, he is not very supported, and if Teddy gets the grunts in the right position, that commander will go down, and obviously the game will go to Teddy.
Oh, and yeah, an early game is not what we want to see right now as casters, right? We want to see the good game, we want to see the late game, and we want to see some good plays right here. But Goopy still got the hang of it. It's still very fine. I mean, there's no signs of Teddy aggressing the commander right now. He's really looking for the economy. But everything is very well protected. He does have the Raider out, Goopy, so he knows what's going on. Of course, very important, very basic and standard thing to do is having the Raider up. So right now, just an economy game and a little bit of aggression from Teddy, but he won't find anything as there's a lot of scouts in the south. And on the north, the grunts will be protecting the whole north, as we can see here.
Well, the south is about to get very interesting because those 5 grunts could chew straight through the 12 ticks. If that laser turret goes up in time, which it looks like it's going to, that will stop it. But if he had carried on pushing at that stage, he would have done serious damage. There is another LLT right behind the first mechs, but he could still have picked off all the ticks and the mechs and probably constructed there as well.
Yeah, so that would be huge.
Right-hand side, a bit more happening. One of the things that the early game does give you a chance to see is the micro differences. In particular with the grunt versus the pawn, the grunt outranges the pawn slightly, and if you micro it correctly, will take out multiple pawns. We saw that very early down the bottom, where 3 pawns coalesced on a single grunt. The grunt, being half the price of a pawn, still took out one of the pawns because it was fleeing, thus giving the pawns less range.
I'll interrupt you here for a second just because Teddy's taking out his units from the crater and going inside Goopy's base. He found a very nice flank for the crater that only bots can reach, and he might get some economy advantage right here and right now.
Worth noting, the crater also provides a radar shadow. If you select the radar for Goopy, then you'll see it doesn't cover the crater.
That's why I always like to put the radar on top of the crater's mountain here on the sides, so that it gets a little bit of the interior. Nice Gute tip. Not that I'm very good at the game, but just talking about it.
Tips to tips.
Tips to tips. And it's worth mentioning that Goopy does not have an LLT inside the base. Only now he does. He didn't have before.
Ah, my mistake.
And if the grunts, yeah, if.
But you can see what I mean about the micro and the running away. Because the pawns use essentially a plasma-based weapon, an EMG, they have travel time, whereas the lasers don't.
Yes.
And so when you're chasing someone, if they're moving away from you, the relative movement speeds will reduce your range. Nice flank move on the left here with the ticks, but if there are any LLTs, they'll shut that down quickly.
Yeah,
There
and
are not.
I think Goopy's in deep trouble over here. This grunts will take out good amount of economy from Goopy, and he might not be able to recover from that. As I said, he didn't have LLCs in the beginning, so the engineer only built them in the front, and AK is taking down a lot of the economy. Two mass extractors, 5 power generators actually, and now they'll be cornered and destroyed. But as I talk about this, here in the middle, Teddy took down more mass extractors, completely cutting out Goopy's commander from the rest of his base. But for now, everything is calm, but as I talk about that, the lack of aggression from Goopy results in Teddy being able to expand thoroughly for all sides of the map, as we can see here in the whole map.
Worth bearing in mind as well, when Goopy responded to that attack from Teddy, he massively overcommitted. He sent approximately 14 pawns down south. He didn't need all those pawns, and now they're out of position. They can't do anything.
Absolutely, and again, 1v1 is a game based on aggression. If it doesn't do much, nothing's going to happen to Teddy. Right now, Teddy already getting even more troops, and we can see Teddy has 36 mass income, while Goopy only has 25. After losing all of those mass extracts, that's a huge advantage. And Teddy going even further to 39, and I don't think he's even reclaiming anything. It's just raw mass, you know, mass income. So, very interesting. Also, has double the energy as he has his third T2 power, not T2, right? But his third power generator. How do you call this? It's 1.5 tier? It's T1.5? The advanced solar collectors.
I just called them advanced solar collectors.
I think it's better. Yeah, you're totally right, Teifion. Absolutely right.
One thing that is interesting to look at is the build power. So Goopy has one nano turret, one construction turret, nearly has a second, and has 3 construction bots in the middle of his base. Teddy has four, nearly 5 construction turrets and 1 tier 1 construction bot and his commander in his base. This gives him a huge advantage of using his resources, despite having, floating more metal than Goopy. The metal production overall, 14.4 versus 12k in Teddy's favour.
Yeah, and Goopy choosing to go vehicles right there in the front, doing a small base with his commander. Vehicles might be a good alternative here to deal with all these grunts and his slight number advantage.
Teddy's going air.
Teddy's going air.
He's going to produce shurikens, and he's going to fly them in and use them to paralyze the stouts.
Or worse, he knows Goopy doesn't have any anti-air or any idea of air at all, and he might just go bombers, and I would love to see that. I'm a big fan of bombers, but I think you're more right than I am. Shurikens will probably be what's going to happen. It's a more safe play.
I'm also a big fan of bombers.
Oh yeah, I remember the meme you sent me. Unexpected bomb raids, air raids. Love them all.
Yes.
And Grunt's already grabbing more economy here in the middle. It's quite complicated. Goopy's not being able to sustain all this damage, nor control everything. And the Grunt's doing a little bit of a party here on the south. They will take down.
He started building the shurikens now. He's got 4 of them so far. I suspect he's going to wait for the next stout attack, and then he's going to go and deal with it. The problem that he's got is he's still building grunts. Grunts cannot stand toe-to-toe with stouts until you get the shurikens.
But I guess having a couple grunts, on stock is good for harassment. You see, he pushed his grunts in the middle, trying to protect against the stouts. But meanwhile, the grunts in the south are making a push, and there's only 1 LLT protecting the mass extractor, and 2 LLTs protecting another 2 mass extractors.
Here come the shurikens.
Here come the shurikens. Let's do a zoom. These stouts will be useless against the shurikens, though there aren't many, so some of them might be able to escape, maybe.
I don't know. He's not chasing up with the grunts, which I'm a little bit surprised.
There he goes.
There we go. My APM, I'm assuming.
Yes.
But yeah, those 5 stouts are now going to get caught out.
He was making.
Goopy would say GG at this stage.
I mean, he is a lot behind in economy if we check on the map, and that's game.
That's game. Well played, Goopy.
I just want to emphasize that I did bet on Teddy. Thank you.
I also predicted Teddy.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, Teddy won. I guess the harassment was too strong there at the beginning. Goopy had a hard time protecting against them, especially the grunts here in the crater. That was a huge play, and he took them out right at the right time. Where all the grunts were away, the AKs got in the base, took several solar panels, several mass extractors, and that gave a slight advantage, and then Goopy just couldn't protect any of the sides anymore. And that's GG. It's a good game. Yeah. Let me quickly put my face back in here. Well, thank you everyone for watching. This was mostly a test for my new microphone. Whoever commented in the last video saying it's annoying, it was very annoying indeed, and I hope you feel like it's better now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.